Paddy, how are you?
Best kind, you.
No, not too bad.
Good night.
Well, you just gave a good history of it, actually. It was in 1973, actually. To the government.
Pardon me.
Yeah, but it was 74 before it was flown. Actually, in 73, the government of Newfoundland asked the citizens of the province to adopt special projects to commemorate the event of the 25th anniversary of the province's entry into Confederation. And Mike Martin, who was a member of the MHA for the District of Labrador South at the time, took this opportunity and to do something significant to celebrate Labrador's heritage as part of Newfoundland. And so you're absolutely right. His wife sewed together this flag, and it's a rallying point ever since, and it's a great symbol of identity for the people of Labrador. And March the 31st has been designated each year as Labrador Flag Day, and a day to proudly fly the flag as a symbol of our identity in Labrador.
Now, I have to be careful with how I phrase this, but Graham, you know, whether it be the adoption and the pride taken in the Labrador flag and what seems to be a rift that is between the island and Labrador on a variety of fronts, economic, socially, adherence to culture and tradition and the like, do people exaggerate it, or do the folks in Labrador really feel that divide?
Well, I think there are some who do, unfortunately, and it depends on, I guess, the perspective that you take on within the province and what role Labrador plays within the province. I've always looked at Labrador as a significant contributor to the province in whether it's tax dollars or resources, because Labrador has a wealth of resources, and the province needs that resource to make it sustainable. And I'm sure there are many people like me who are prepared, provided that we're getting a fair return, that we are prepared to share those resources with the province and be as one. And Newfoundland and Labrador, it is the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, and we're very proud to be a part of it. But I just wanted to say, before we go on, Paddy, today, the flags are our protocol at Confederation Building. Our flags are at half mast today in honor or in respect for the late Senator Bill Romkey. Mm-hmm. And our protocol at the Confederation Building is that if our flags are at half mast, then our courtesy pole cannot be flying. Flag on the courtesy pole cannot be flying at the same time.
Understood.
So, in respect to Mr. Romkey, we're honouring that respect, and but what we're doing is tomorrow, from sunrise to sunset, we are flying the Labrador flag at Confederation Building in honour of Flag Day. But it's unfortunate that today is the funeral for the late Bill Romkey at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So we have to respect that, and the people of Labrador understand that. And they're certainly quite pleased that we are prepared to fly that tomorrow.
Fair ball. He was a fine gentleman, there's no question.
Oh, absolutely, and a great contributor, and certainly a man of Labrador that people respected and people honoured, and certainly they were very pleased with his time as the MP and the Senator for representing the great land of Labrador.
Fair ball. Let's move on, sir, before we run out of time. A couple of more serious matters to discuss, and I think Labrador Flag Day is important, and I'm glad we got to it.
Yep.
What's the status of the $750,000 fixed link study that was put forward in last year's budget? Where are we?
Well, that will be coming forward in this year. I've had that conversation with the Transportation Minister, and what we're doing, we're hoping to leverage more dollars from the federal government so that we can make sure that the study that we do is up to date and it's concise and it meets the needs of what we need to find out today. It's a big undertaking, but I know that it's something that certainly Labradorians have been looking for a long time, and the Premier is on board with that. The Premier supports that initiative, and we will be moving forward with it in this fiscal year.
I'd be really curious to see that, and I hope it's a really in-depth, comprehensive look, because we've looked at it before, and whether it be the geotechnical hurdles and pros and cons, economic impact and fuel security, everything, I really hope that this is a quality report. Okay, let's keep going.
Well, it will be a quality report, and that's why we're taking our time to make sure that we do it right.
Fair enough. Wabush Mines, this was the week where there was a potential for someone to show some interest, and that came along with, once again, they used the same number, $750,000 down payment to actually confirm their interest. Anybody?
Well, actually, Monday, you're right. Monday was the deadline for any interested parties to submit their proposals to the monitor. The monitor for the CCAA with a $750,000 deposit. We anxiously await that decision. Now is in the monitor's hand. We are not privy to that. The government of Newfoundland and Labrador is not privy to that information at this point. But we're hoping, and in conversation with the monitor yesterday, he assures me that his report will be either out today. If not today, certainly no later than Monday. So we anxiously await to see if anybody is interested. We hope that it is. And that will, I guess, once the proposal is presented and submitted, it's up to the monitor and the courts then to accept it, whether it's a feasible proposal.
So there is one?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We don't know that yet. That's what we're waiting for the monitor to release either today or Monday.
Yeah, I think Mayor Vardy thinks there hasn't been one, but I guess we'll wait and see when it's been confirmed one way or the other. Last question, can't talk about Wabush Mines without the pensioners. Last time you and I spoke, we talked about the credit protection afforded to Cliffs Resources, confirmed in the Quebec court, the priority of creditors against the Cliffs assets. There was a conversation you and I had about utilising the deemed trust clause and whether or not it was going to be something that the Department of Justice in this province would tackle. You said they were looking at it. Where are we? Because there's been a fair while. We've known about this, the credit protection for quite a long time with Cliffs. Is deemed trust going to be utilised? And the pensioners really want to know. Absolutely, it is. And I announced that in the House, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. The decision was made by Cabinet to refer that the deemed trust clause, Clause 32 of the Pension Benefits Act, to the Newfoundland and Labrador Court of Appeals. Okay, so all I heard was that it was referred to the Department of Justice to proceed if and when they deemed it to be appropriate. So that's been done, and we're going to proceed to court on deemed trust. Absolutely. Okay, very well. And the Department of Justice has prepared the documentation, and the documentation has been submitted to the Court of Appeals. I guess now it's in the hands of the Court of Appeals on the scheduling, but we're impressing upon them that this is a decision that has to be made sooner rather than later because of the court case that's scheduled to go ahead in Montreal regarding the pension issue. And we need this reference and we need this interpretation sooner rather than later. And everybody is aware of that. The Department of Justice is aware of that, and they're working very hard to make sure that this gets done. The reference has been submitted, so now it's in the hands of the Appeals Court of Newfoundland and Labrador. Yeah, because I think once the final determination has been made on the lineup of creditors, it becomes extremely difficult, if not impossible, to change said priority list. So we'll see what becomes of it. I'm sure the pensioners are happy to hear this is going to be taken to court and see if there's any opportunity to spare them from what was a disgraceful slash of their pensions after the years of service. Appreciate your time this morning, Graham. Yeah, and it is, it is a big issue for them, and rightly so, because they've lost so much because of this, and we're doing everything within our power to make sure that we look under every stone that's out there to find a way to recoup some of that money that's been lost by them. Appreciate your time. Thank you, sir. All the best, Graham. Bye-bye. Take care. Graham Letto is the MHA for Lab West.